Hello you beautiful people, welcome back to another Hiker Plays video. Today we are on Black Clover Global and it is time to do a video on what your first week's progress should look like. Now I know a lot of you are new to the game and are going to be very lost at the very start because there is a lot to do in this game. So starting from the beginning, everyone's going to say, well Hiker, what should we be re-rolling for? What's the sort of characters we need to be aiming for to start with? And I'm going to be real with you. You really want to start with some blue characters, specifically around Mars, around Lotus. There are other characters as well that are really powerful, like the Blue Yami, the Vengeance, but you do not have to have all of them, so do not worry. Now, if we go into I'm just going to go into Summon, because I'm going to be able to show you all the mages there. I don't know all the mages, and that's perfectly fine. So, some of the cool units that I recommend that you can start with would be Mars. I think Mars is absolutely fantastic. Best tank in the game for blue at the moment, for sure. But there are alternatives. So if you don't have Mars, don't worry. You should, and I mean everyone really should, have picked up a soul by now. If you've done a couple of summons, she's most likely going to be in there. You can replace her, like just the two of them together. Now, another character that's super good, Lotus. Another character I think you should have. Realistically, you have a selective summon. So if you've not pulled either of those two characters, you should really pull one or the other. If you have Soul in your team, maybe go for Lotus. If you don't have, if you don't have Soul, pick up Mars and then grab someone else instead of Lotus. That is the way I would approach it. But you want at least two of these top tier picks for blue. So Mars, Lotus, absolutely, fantastic. Another one that's really good is Captain Vengeance. I think Vengeance is a phenomenal unit, and I will be doing a whole piece on Vengeance and how good Vengeance is in a separate video. So that will come out at some point. But Vengeance is absolutely awesome. Guys, if you don't have Lotus or Vengeance, do not be upset though. There are other options. Now, firstly, you could be going for Blue Charmy if you need a healer. She is going to, whilst you're not having these debuff support units, you're going to be grabbing a healer, and she is absolutely fantastic. Probably one of the best healers in the blue dungeon. Another one that's really good to just have is Solid. I know Solid's an attacker, and everyone's going to say, well, Hyken, that's an attacker. Why are we putting an attacker in for debuffers? Listen, you can never have enough damage, and Solid is, well, Solid, literally as the name says. And one of the last units that I'm going to be hyping is Blue Yami, and it's the guy that I have a crazy amount of copies for. So Blue Yami is, hands down the best attacker for the red dungeon. I keep saying blue dungeon, I mean the red dungeon, that's the red bosses, but you want the blue characters to be able to beat them. So if you start your account now, and you have, say, either a copy of Yami, Lotus, or maybe like a Lotus and a Mars, pretty much from these SSR characters, if you have two of these blue units, ideally before the selective summon, you have a phenomenal account. And that's going to, you're going to be able to start to clear those gears very quickly. By the end of week 1, you want to be farming LR gears. You want to try and gear as many characters up with LR gears as possible, and to be able to do the later dungeons, so the red, the green, the blue and the green dungeons, having LR gears to begin with from the blue dungeon is going to carry you much quicker. You're going to get to where you need to be in a very quick way. So, well, character rerolls are super important. Now, let's say you've got the characters sorted, you are going to run into some issues. So, you're going to open your character, it's going to be level 1, and it's going to take you a while to get your character up. So maybe your character's only level 50, 40, as you can see, our Charmy's only 48. How am I going to level Charmy up? Well, you need a number of things. Firstly, you need bonds. If we go into Charmy's bonds right now, we can go into the bond list. So, after every couple of bond levels, you're going to be able to get them up to UR, and then up to LR. Now, UR is going to unlock level 60, so your characters can go beyond level 60, and LR is going to let you go beyond level 80. So pushing to, LR is going to be really important. So you're going to want to try and make a team as quickly as possible and farm bond patrols. You want to use your blue characters for this, because again, we're going to focus primarily on the first week on these blue characters. You're more than welcome to build, say, 2-3 other random characters that you really like, but for what we're trying to achieve on the first week, we want to be focused on blue. So, what I do for my bond patrols, and I will show you my team, is I come into challenge, I will go into my normal challenges, and I will jump into bond patrol, maybe we shouldn't do that one in particular. And we'll just go to a different world where I have cleared some stuff. Yep, that's fine. And I will show you the team that I'm running for bonds. Listen, you just run your strongest team to clear it to begin with. And then later on, you're going to get the opportunity to fast clear. We are going to do a whole video on this, so we're not going to go into too much detail. But here we'll clear it. You can see how many bonds you're going to get. So 480 every single time. That's how much bond XP you're going to get. And when you're happy, you hit ready and you pop your team in. Well, I should probably take Yami out. He is now 10. Lotus is 10. Soul is 10. So moving forward, I wouldn't have these characters in there. I would have other characters that I want to try and get my bonds up for. This is going to be your main priority. Get your characters up to LR on the first week. Super important. You want to be using your stamina daily. You should never be like me and have 400 stamina saved up. I've just logged in and I've claimed all my stamina and it's just sitting there. I'm about to burn through it. So make sure you're using your stamina every single day. Make sure you're building your blue heroes. And make sure you're stacking gold. King Wolf, every single time this man shows up, or this dog shows up, kill it. Go in and kill it. You need to make as much gold as you can in this game. 1 million will go so fast, especially where you're leveling characters. I would push characters up to level 90 and not really beyond it to start with. You're going to say why? The reason is the amount of gold it takes from 90 to 100 is so high that you're actually better off dispersing those levels. Make sure everyone hits 90 before you progress to the next couple. Otherwise, you're going to spend on one character to 100, and you're going to find yourself in this spot where you don't have gold to level up, so you're going to have 60s and one guy 100. You don't want to be in that spot. So get everyone up to 80, get everyone up to 90, and then push everyone to 100. Do it in that way, and again, primarily focus on those blue units. I know you can see that I've got Mimosa in the team. I have Mimosa, Asta, and a few others characters that I really like to build. So I'm actually building 7 to 8 units at the same time. But I am a bit of a whale. I am spending on this account, and that's why I can get away with it. I think if your resources are finite, focus on what you need to do. Now, make sure, again, with gold, you're always claiming your squad your income. So go into your, go to the black balls, go claim your income. And then join a squad. Guys, by the end of the first week, make sure, or even by the end of the first day, make sure that you are in a squad. Squads are super important. You want to be in a squad because you can claim a lot of benefits. You've got, well, you can donate to the squad, do your dailies, get rewards from the shop, and rewards such as stamina, which is huge. You can get up to 300 stamina a week from being in a squad. So make sure you're in a squad. Squads are fantastic. And then make sure you're doing your arena daily. So you get a limited amount of arena tokens every single day. So if we go into arena, I can show you where I'm talking about. You're going to get a limited amount of arena tickets. We're on 8 at the moment. Never let it stack up this high. You can only purchase a certain amount daily as well. And you can see how long it takes for the next one to come in. So typically what you want to do is you want to go in, do as many arena attacks, and just keep climbing. Never let that sit at 10. You're wasting arena tickets. Go and do that. That's super important. And the last thing you want to be doing every single day, as part of your weekly progress, is going to be coming into challenge, going into limited challenges, and just clearing this out every single day. There's a lot of rewards in here that you should be aiming for. So I'm not going to go into detail into each one of them. What team you should be running, I'll be honest, if you're running your blue team and your blue team is like level 80 and slightly geared, they should slowly start to be able to clear all of this without any issues. Now, progression-wise, boys, what you want to do is you want to come into challenges, you want to do as many bonds as you can on the first day and as much XP as you can on the first day. First 2 days, I wouldn't even worry too much about the dungeon. I'd be on Evergreen Forest, I'd be on Bond Patrol, and I'd be doing these until I get my characters up to level 70, level 80, level 90 potentially, depending on how much stamina you have. And then coming into dungeon, at this point, you should have close to about 145, if not at least 100k power, because you've LR'd a bunch of things. You should have 100k power. And when you hit, once you start clearing up to here, firstly, you should be able to blitz through it. You are then going to be able to hit ready and just start quick farming. And you just want to quick farm as much as you can and get as much gear as you can. Once we gear our characters up with UR, we're going to then be able to progress onto the LR gears. That is where we're at. So week 1, this is our aim, and this is what we want to be doing. Super important, boys. Now, that is going to conclude what we're aiming to do for week 1 progress. If you guys have any questions, there is a link in the description to my Discord. You're more than welcome to come in, and ask questions. I will try and answer as quickly as I can. I am a little busy over this weekend, but there are tons of people in that chat that's more than happy to help. So go and, spread the love, enjoy the game, and, subscribe, because we're going to be releasing more content and more guides as the day goes by. I'll see you all later. Peace.